Welcome to another Walter Football video. I'm Charlie Campbell, Senior Draft Analyst. Before we get started on this week's mock, I suggest you click below in the settings, speed it up to 1.25 or 1.5. I think that makes these videos a lot better. Also, my outdoor studio was unavailable this week, so I moved inside and I got Georgia and Auburn from ESPN playing behind me. And I picked this game because this game, when you guys have some time, check out Tyson Campbell from Georgia. Really excellent game. The cornerback did a phenomenal job against Seth Williams. And as a result, I have Tyson Campbell moving up in my mock, and we'll get to that here in a little bit. So let's get into it. First pick, I have the Jets taking Trevor Lawrence. That's a no-brainer. New York definitely would take him if they get the first overall pick. Makes sense to trade Sam Darnold, get some draft capital to help build around Trevor Lawrence. Second overall pick, I have the Falcons taking Gregory Rousseau, the defensive end from Miami. I think that would be a great pick for Atlanta. Really give them a game changer up front on their defense, which they really need. Give them an edge pass rusher that has size, speed, really an excellent skill set to develop. That could make a big difference for that defense. Third overall pick, I have the Giants taking Jamar Chase, the wide receiver from LSU. Chase is a phenomenal receiving prospect. I definitely would say he's better than Henry Ruggs or Jerry Jeudy or CeeDee Lamb were in the last draft cycle. And Chase would give the Giants a true number one, which they really haven't had since trading Odell Beckham. And Daniel Jones really needs more weapons. It's pitiful, the receiving core they've given him. And I think Chase is a no-brainer for New York. Fourth overall, I have the Dolphins taking Carlos Basham, defensive end from Wake Forest. I think they could use one more elite player on that defensive front, give them an edge rusher to go next to Christian Wilkins. Would make a lot of sense for the Dolphins to help continue to beef up that defense. Fifth overall, I have the Cowboys taking Christian Barmore. Similar to Atlanta and Miami, where I think they need a difference maker on that defensive line. Barmore would give them some interior rush. They have some edge talent, but they need to get better on the inside. So I think Barmore would make a lot of sense. The other pick I could see there may be Penny Sewell, the left tackle from Oregon. If the Cowboys feel Tyron Smith is slipping or they're going to kind of preempt that, that's another route they could consider there. And I have Sewell going 6 to the Redskins. Washington needs a left tackle. They got to find a true replacement for Trent Williams, so I think Sewell would make a lot of sense for the Redskins, him and Jamar Chase. If either one of those two are available, I think it's pretty much a no-brainer for Washington. Seventh overall, I have the Chargers taking Alex Leatherwood, the left tackle from Alabama. Chargers badly need a left tackle upgrade, give them that blindside protector for Justin Herbert. Eighth overall, the Dolphins are on the clock again here, and I have them taking Jalen Waddle, the big play speedster wide receiver from Alabama. I think that would really make sense for Miami. Give Tua one of his Alabama weapons. They've already developed some chemistry and know each other. And I think the Dolphins could use a big play shot receiver on that offense. Devontae Parker has turned into a really nice player. I think Preston Williams can be a solid receiver. But I think they need that shot guy, that home run hitter, a speed guy that can change the field. And Waddle would be an excellent fit for that. Ninth overall, I have the Lions taking Justin Fields. This is an interesting pick to me. If the Lions are picking in the top 10, do they pass on a quarterback again? I mean, to me, they did it last year with passing on Tua and Justin Herbert. You can see where with the regime on a hot seat of Matt Patricia and Quinn, the general manager, that it doesn't make sense for them to take a rookie quarterback. You just be drafting it for the next guys. So obviously they were in win now mode, but I think after this season, assuming they don't rally and get into the postseason, they're going to be fired. You'll have a new regime in. And I think with a new regime, it might make sense to take a quarterback and trade Matthew Stafford. Maybe you could trade him to a team like the Colts or New England. Cam Newton's going to be a free agent after this year. We'll see about Pittsburgh and Big Ben. Does he come back? Does he retire? So you could have some trade options there and get a quality pick for Stafford for one of these teams that's in win-now mode. And then you start that rebuild in Detroit, which it seems inevitable at some point. So whether it's this year, a year later, 2 years later, I mean, you're just kind of kicking the can down the road. But right now, the Lions don't have the roster in place to win with Matthew Stafford. So if they're picking in the top 10 again and you get a quarterback prospect like Fields available, if I'm Detroit, I'm taking Fields and I thank Matthew Stafford for all he's done, and I try and get him to a team where he has a shot at winning a Super Bowl before his career's over. Denver, picking 10th. The Broncos could use a left tackle upgrade. I've been taking Sam Cosmi, the left tackle from Texas, great athlete, has gotten stronger, still has some work to do, needs to get better strength for anchoring, but he's a really good athlete, quick, natural knee bender, could definitely be a good starting left tackle in the NFL. 11th overall pick, I have the Jaguars taking Shaun Wade. Their secondary is abysmal this year. It's C.J. Henderson, and that's about it. But Wade would be a really nice player. Give them a corner to pair with Henderson. But Wade can also play safety, so he's versatile. You can move him around. It'll be interesting to see this year. If he does well at outside corner, then you know you got an outside corner, a slot corner, and a safety with him, which could really be a nice chess piece to take away mismatches depending on who you're playing week to week. 12th overall pick, I have the Vikings taking Trey Lance, the quarterback from North Dakota State. I think Kirk Cousins is just, he's a competent regular season starting quarterback, but he's not a championship caliber quarterback. So I think for the Vikings, it would make sense if they're picking high and they have a shot at Fields or Lance to take one of those guys, have Kirk Cousins around for a year. Hopefully they structure the contract extension where they can get out of it in a year or two without much of a dead cap problem situation, and then they could turn it over to a better quarterback. But I just think that the Vikings have kind of hit the ceiling with Kirk Cousins, and it's time to consider a different option that could actually maybe win a Super Bowl. Now, 13th overall pick, I have the Bengals taking Micah Parsons, linebacker from Penn State. Cincinnati really needs to improve that defensive front seven. The run defense has been terrible. They've been getting gashed in the middle of the field all year. Parsons would be an immediate upgrade. Next pick, I have the Panthers taking Patrick Surtain, cornerback from Alabama. Give them a big cornerback to go with Dante Jackson and Troy Pride. Give them a really nice, talented young trio. And they could use another big cornerback after letting James Bradbury leave in free agency. 15th overall pick, I have the Cardinals taking Kyle Pitts, the tight end from Florida. Man, is that guy fun to watch. He is just a mismatch nightmare. The size, the speed, the hands, route running, yards after the catch. Putting him in that offense would really be fun to watch. But I think the Cardinals, even though they just traded for DeAndre Hopkins and he's an amazing player, Larry Fitzgerald is aging, Danny Isabella is just a slot receiver. They're going to need another number two, because defenses are going to start taking away Hopkins, and they're going to need another guy that Kyler Murray can trust and give them a mismatch. And Pitts is too big for defensive backs to cover. He's too fast for linebackers. I think he could essentially be a number two receiver for Arizona. 16th overall pick, I have the Raiders taking Dylan Moses. That inside of the Raiders defense, the inside linebackers have just been such a weakness the past few years. We'll see, maybe the veterans they signed in free agency will settle it down here over the course of this season. But after a month in, the first quarter of the year done already, it doesn't look significantly upgrade. Still problematic for Las Vegas. So Dylan Moses, Micah Parsons, those would be dream picks for the Raiders as far as I'm concerned. 17th overall pick, the Patriots, I have them taking Devontae Smith, wide receiver from Alabama. If Devontae Smith were a little heavier, he's listed at 175, so in reality he could be 170 or 168 or something like that, because schools constantly inflate listed numbers. Why? I have no idea. It makes no sense. These guys are going to get weighed at the combine and pro day anyways. So, but they do it, and we just know about it. So at any rate, Devontae Smith is just a phenomenal receiver. This guy is off the charts in terms of route running, technique. He is so polished. He has great hands. He has speed. He plays just late hands. His technique is just phenomenal. The only knock on him is the weight. So I think that's going to cause him to go in the back half of the first round. But New England obviously needs receiver help. And I don't think the weight would scare off Bill Belichick, because Devontae Smith, scouts have told me, this guy is just a pure natural football player. And I think that that'll appeal to a team like New England. 18th overall, 49ers. I have them taking Andre Sisco, the ball-hawking safety from Syracuse. Guy's a turnover and interception machine. He's got the size and physicality where he could play strong safety. He can play deep free safety. Really excellent defensive back that can do a lot of good things for a defense. So I think he would be a real upgrade for the 49ers. Safety's been a weakness for a few years now, so I could see them addressing it pretty soon. 19th overall, similar. I have the Eagles taking Paris Ford, the safety from Pitt. He'd probably go a little bit higher if he were bigger and just had more weight to him, but his instincts are phenomenal. The guy flies around the field. He hits hard. He's a willing tackler. Really good ball skills as well. He's the real deal. He's fast. He does things in coverage. You see him do some man in coverage. So really good football player. You just like him to be a little bit heavier. 20th overall, I have the Saints taking Chris Olave, the wide receiver from Ohio State. I could see him having a massive year this season and moving up boards. He was really the most impressive receiver at Ohio State last year. And with him and Justin Fields having a year of working together, I think they could be even better here in 2020. 21st overall, the Bucs, I have them taking Travis Etienne, the running back from Clemson. Leonard Fournette only signed to a one-year deal. Ronald Jones is more of a rotational number 2 kind of guy. And Travis would just be a phenomenal outlet receiver for Tom Brady. So I think that pick makes a ton of sense. 22 overall, Cleveland Browns. Man, is it weird seeing the Browns picking this low. But I'm happy for Browns fans. I got a lot of emails from them, and I'm happy for them because I hate seeing fans suffering, and it's nice to see some new teams win in the NFL. So from that regard, I kind of hope that the Browns are able to keep it going and not picking high in the first round once again. At any rate, I have them taking Javon Holland, the free safety from Oregon. Similar to Paris Ford in that this guy is just a ball hawk, pure football player, phenomenal in coverage, excellent speed. He's also a special teams weapon, but he's a bit undersized and light. You know, you'd like to see him thicker, have more weight on that body to be able to hit and hold up in the NFL, and safety is such a physical position. But the Browns could use a free safety to go with Grant Delpit. I think Grant Delpit is a better fit at strong safety in the NFL. I think if they can get him back healthy and have him bulk up, I think that it would make more sense for him to be a strong safety, and then you add a coverage free safety in Javon Holland. That'd be a really nice, talented young duo there. 23rd overall, I have the Colts taking Caleb Farley, the cornerback from Virginia Tech. Excellent skill set, size, speed, the whole deal. And the Colts could use kind of that big outside corner. Would be a nice fit there in Indianapolis. 24th overall, I have the Ravens taking Richard LeCounte, safety here from Georgia. He really had an excellent start to this season. Really good player, instinctive, talented in coverage. Give the Ravens that replacement for Earl Thomas. 25th overall, I have the Bears taking Wyatt Davis, the guard from Ohio State. I could see Chicago looking to make that offensive line a bit bigger, more nasty, more physical, because they're really not running the ball that well. And David Montgomery is not that great of a back. There's a reason why he's a third-round pick, and you see it in the first step quickness that just isn't there. The Bears need a better offensive line to get more mileage out of Montgomery and Tariq Cohen and improve their pass protection. So I think a guard like Wyatt Davis that can open some holes and create some movement at the point of attack, get a push there, could really help that ground game. 26th overall, this is the Jaguars pick from the Rams in the Jalen Ramsey trade. I have them taking Jalen Mayfield, the offensive tackle from Michigan. We'll see if the Cam Robinson's brought back, but Mayfield has the skill set where he could maybe move to left tackle and improve that Jaguars offensive line there. If Cam Robinson is re-signed, then maybe we'll change up, go with a different position, but we'll see what happens. 27th overall, Steelers. I have them taking Paulson Adebo, the cornerback from Stanford. Joe Hayden's not getting any younger. They could use a big outside corner. Adebo has excellent ball skills, has a little bit of a problem with discipline, biting on double moves, that kind of thing. But Mike Tomlin's a phenomenal defensive back coach, and I think he could take a guy like Adebo and really round out those rough edges. 28th overall, I have the Titans taking Joe Tryon, the edge rusher from Washington. Jadeveon Clowney's a free agent after this season. The Titans need more young edge rushing talent, so Tryon could make sense there. He'd be a better scheme fit, in my opinion, in a 3-4 over a 4-3, and the Titans run a 3-4, so I think that'd be a good fit. 29th overall, I have the Jets taking Tyson Campbell, who we hit on earlier. Big corner, has the ability to run, has size and length that makes it really tough to get the ball around him. Just had an excellent game covering Seth Williams. I've talked with scouts about him for a few years because the skill set jumps out at you, but I remember a year ago them saying, like, yeah, he's got a lot of talent, needs some development, but he's a young pup that's going to come along and could be a really good player. So I think we're starting to see it happen here in 2020, so I have the Jets taking him. They need cornerback upgrades late in the first round. I think that'd be a nice value for them. 30th overall, I have the Bills taking Walker Little. Buffalo, they really have such a good roster. They could almost consider going BPA, but if they are going to, try and address a need, I think continuing to build up that offensive line talent and defensive line talent would make sense for them. Can never have enough there. You can never have enough good depth as well. In cornerback, that's the other position I could see the Bills maybe looking at in the first round, but Walker Little would give them an edge protector, give them a versatile guy where he could play on the right or left side. You could probably kick him into guard as well, but he's a little tall for maybe what you would want as a guard. But at any rate, you can't have enough good blocking, and with what they need to do there in terms of running the ball in that offense and protecting Josh Allen, I think adding some offensive line help would make sense. 31st overall, Trey Hill, the center from Georgia. He had an excellent game as well against Auburn. Recommend you checking that out. He was really good in pass protection, got a good push in the ground game. Really nice player, big center, gives you some size in the middle of that offensive line, can also play guard. I think the Packers could stand to get some more young talent on that offensive line for Aaron Rodgers and then Jordan Love down the line. So Trey Hill to Green Bay. 32nd overall, the Chiefs. I have them taking Jay Tafule, the defensive tackle from USC. I think that makes a lot of sense for them, as I've hit on in other mocks. With all the money they paid Chris Jones, you really don't want to have to spend more on another interior defensive tackle, and free agents at that position can be pretty expensive to get a good one. So if you draft a young guy who's on that rookie contract, that helps offset the money there that you gave Chris Jones, but you still have a really talented guy next to him and a first-round talent. So if Jones gets injured, the interior of your defensive line still has a talented player there to help cause disruption off the snap on the inside. So Tafule there to the Chiefs. So I hope you guys enjoyed this mock draft. Please look in the description below. I got tons of links to our mock drafts, our prospect rankings, other reports we have up on Walter Football. Check out Walt's picks. He's doing a great job picking games this year, making some money. And you guys are definitely going to want to check that out, or his videos with Jacob here on YouTube. Those clipped up ones are really great, so you can hone in on specific games. I'll be back with you again with another mock, but go to walterfootball.com in the meantime. Tons of draft coverage, tons of college game recaps. Not a recap of the game. I just focus on how the draft players played, and I write up that and how they did to kind of give you guys an idea of how they played, and then you don't have to go and spend the time watching the game. I do it for you. Anyways, go to walterfootball.com. We really appreciate it. I'll be back with you soon. Really appreciate all you guys watching. Please like and share the video. Please follow me on Twitter at Draft Campbell. Follow Walt at Walter Football. Be back with you soon. Take care.